Good afternoon. I'd like to call the December 12th, 2017 meeting of the Energy Awareness Commission meeting to order. It is 5 o'clock. First item is approve the agenda. Is there anything else that any members would like to add to the agenda? If not, we will move on. Election of officers. We will need a chair and a vice chair to take over when the chair is absent. Are there any motions or suggestions?
Are we staying? Can we,
Is our system broke?
That's a matter of opinion.
well, can we nominate people that aren't here?
That's probably not a good idea.
Well, I might as well keep mine, because I don't hear a whole bunch of people jumping up to keep it or want it. So if you don't mind, I'll just stay the vice.
Anybody else want to be the chairperson? Thank you. I will agree to be chair another year.
Speak now.
Probably should have a motion to that effect.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Section
Motion's been made to re-elect Bill Firth as chair and Rick Hauk as vice chair of the Energy Awareness Commission. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's when I was supposed to speak up. Next item on the agenda is to approve the minutes from our November meeting. It was a short meeting, but we do have some minutes to look at. Hopefully you've all had a chance to review them. Any questions, concerns, comments?
No, I will make the motion to accept them.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes have been approved. Several items from the officers, boards, and commissions. The first thing on that is to review the expense program for last month. And there are a few comments on that. Our miscellaneous education budget is almost $2,000 short. This is very unusual. Dan, do you have any reason for that?
Not off the top of my head, but it's good to have some activity and doing more for education than less for education.
I agree.
The shade tree program, though, has been going really good, and I'd say the budget was about perfect. There's $164 left in it. There's a couple more that we may approve yet this year, and we've given 37 rebates out so far. And the STEAM rebate, there's $4,500 left in that one. One rebate has been given this year, and we don't have anything pending in this account right now.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't we at one time vote to eliminate the STEAM rebate?
Yes.
But now we haven't voted for it yet, or not while I've been here.
Okay.
We discussed it. We now have another customer coming in that may be requesting that in the not too distant future. So it's maybe getting a little usage again now.
Well, if we get some usage out of it, I certainly have no problem with keeping it, but I know for several years we were getting a little or no usage out of that. And
Is that Turner Hall expansion gonna be STEAM up there?
They're already on Steam up there, aren't they?
yeah.
Right, but the new building, weren't they
That
gonna
would be
put a new
something-
building up?
Their mechanical contractor could take care of that in-house without, they could ask for a rebate, but they haven't disclosed anything. They haven't asked for a new service yet.
No, I was just wondering, are they going to be using STEAM in that building? That's all I ask.
Heard.
Okay.
This time we don't know. If there are no other questions or concerns on the Conservation Improvement Program statement. I'd entertain a motion to approve that.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve our CIP statement of expenses. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Now I'd like to introduce Derek Nelson. He will be the new Energy Services representative. Derek, would you step up and give us a little bio?
Sure, I'll make it real short. Like Bill said, my name is Derek Nelson, new Energy Services representative for the Public Utilities, taking over for William Swanson. I've been with the city since 2001. I actually started with the Parks Department, moved with the PUC as a water operator, and recently obtained this job. And been at the job for about a week and a day. So it's been quite exciting for the week and a day I've been there.
Has Dan had a chance to fill you in and scare you about this commission
bit.
and everything?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit, yep.
And you're
Ins
still
and outs.
willing, you're still,
So far, yeah, we'll see. I still have a little time left.
Very
So,
good.
right?
welcome. We'll look forward to you taking the meeting over
Yep.
next year.
Yep. Thank you.
The other item on our agenda is to introduce the photo contest for the 2019 calendar. This will be a change from the past.
I think Derek's
Dan,
gonna
maybe you
present-
wanna,
Derek's gonna present.
Derek, you're gonna present that?
Sure.
Thank you.
So kind of the first meeting I had with Eileen Matson from Matson Inc. and everyone else in the PUC to kind of discuss my job and duties. One thing we talked about was the the calendar for this next year. So the last few years, there's been, I wouldn't say a lack of participation, people taking photographs, but in general, there's been about 10 to 15 photographers that actually submit photos. And if you take a look at this last year's calendar, the one that just came out in years past, it's generally been the same people in the calendars, which is, perfectly fine. But we'd like to see if we can get more of the community involved in the calendar. There's a lot of great information in there, from the rebates to what's going on in the community. So what was suggested was to have persons that are selected for the 12 months and then the cover have a chance to win chamber dollars. So it'd be $25 chamber dollars for a total of $300 given out as kind of a prize to submitting photos and getting your photo picked to be in the calendar.
I think the way they picked it is if you were selected to be the main photo for
Yep.
1 month, you
Yep.
got the $25.
Yep.
The cover got 50 or something,
Yep.
something like that. So
Are we
And of
gonna-
course, the same rules applied, taking the pictures within the community and everything like that.
Are we going to ask for current / new photos? They won't be able to put in anything they've had in previously, correct?
I guess that wasn't discussed, but yeah,
I think it should
we'd
be.
like to be, ones that haven't been in the calendar in past years, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Obviously, old photos like there have been in the last few years where they're older photos, but not ones that have been in previous years.
As long as they weren't printed before.
Correct.
Okay.
And the selection of photos will be done by yourself and
Myself
Eileen?
and Eileen, yes, correct.
Very good.
And then also, we're also going to bring this up to the Public Utilities Commission for consideration on the 26th of December.
All right. Would it be helpful if you got our approval for
That would be
this?
nice, yes. I'd
Okay.
greatly appreciate if you give approval to this. I think it's a good idea. I think Eileen Madison also said, obviously giving out prizes, or in this case, chamber dollars, it's going to drum up more people's involvement.
Is $25 going to be enough? We'll find out
Find
after the
out,
first
that's
year.
right, yeah, yeah.
All righty.
and bragging rights are always worth something too.
This is true.
Yeah.
We've had the bragging rights in the past, though.
Could we have that added into it as number 8, as about the photos not being from the past?
Previously used.
Photos
photos.
not previously used in
Previously
past
printed or
publications.
whatever,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's, yeah.
last year's photos or the year before photos could be used, that were turned in but not used.
Correct.
Yeah, as long as they
Were
weren't
not
printed.
published.
Not
I think
published.
that's only fair.
I'll make a note.
Very good. We will add that on there, and given that, I'd entertain a motion to recommend to the PUC to adopt this photo contest.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made, seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all commissioners say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Thank you. The only other thing we have on our agenda yet is we have previously talked about modifying our meeting schedule.
Excuse me, don't we have one more thing?
We got that home.
Home and Health Show, I'm sorry, I missed that. The Home and Health Show, the dates have been set. We can save $25 if we commit to it now. And we can work on theme and presentation in January or February.
Because I was in the hospital last year, how did that work? Combining our group with the PUC? That they all went in one booth last
Yes,
year.
we were,
Did that work out good?
I
So
thought
you
it
want to
worked
do it
real
that
well.
way again?
I thought it worked real well. And we were in a very visible spot.
Then let's do it.
Is that a motion?
You got it from me.
And a second to participate in the 2018 Home and Health Show. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That motion passes. Now we get to discuss our meeting schedule.
Okay.
Next year, as I said, it is published, our meeting schedule. But we can consider changing it now or changing it for 2019. Is there any discussion on that?
Would it be easier for us to attract some different people for the group, if we changed the meeting schedule? You know, if we went to every other month, and then if the PUC needed something for us to vote on, they could call us in, and then we could come in for a special meeting and fill that out. Would something like that work? Because it doesn't seem to be working out now, because we have a hard time getting people here.
Well, and we haven't had a lot of heavy topics to meet 9 times per year.
Right. And this would let us bunch them up a little bit, so we'd have something to talk about,
I think that makes sense to me.
instead of coming here for a 10-minute meeting and, you know, if you're coming from out of town. But do we need everybody to vote on it?
Well, that's why we have this set up as just kind of a talking point right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully you table it, and then next month you can talk to whoever's missing and vote on it. You know, so you've got some time.
Yeah, there's nothing set in stone that we gotta do it. This was just a question to see if we could do it, and maybe that would help us.
I'm not sure that that would make a difference. If people are committed to a commission,
Yeah.
no matter how often or how inactive it is, they're going to be committed to it. The trick, and I envy the mayor, what his duty is to find volunteers that are willing to do it.
They all tell me they are before they get nominated.
Yeah.
Except for Shannon, she had no choice. Or Lisa.
Shannon and Lisa got put on there by the charter.
Well,
I guess you're right. I mean, you're either committed or not. I'm not sure how many times we meet, if that'll make a difference. But I do feel that if people are driving a distance, our meetings have been 10, 15 minutes these last few times.
Mhm.
It maybe makes sense to
in the future, I'm looking at January, February, we are gonna have to think about our home show and what we're willing to do there. So we will have some items to talk about at that time. The new budget will come out, I believe, in February. Is that right, Dan?
It'll be approved and effective January 1, so you probably,
We
Probably
will,
be able
we
to
will
start on
see the new
January.
numbers come on February, so we will have some stuff to look at for the next couple months.
and there again, the schedule's all published for 18, if you look at our calendar and stuff. So you're kind of stuck for 18, but 19, there's 3 suggestions there. If you guys come up with something else, it's your meeting.
Well, this would be end up something like the low income project we did, and that took us almost a year to really put things together. So this probably would too.
As it sets right now, our schedule is to meet the second Tuesday of January, February, April, and May. Then we will suspend until August, September, October, November, and December. That, I believe, is the way it's published now.
Yep.
And we may as well leave it that way for next year, but we can
This
leave
is
our
what we have.
options
This is what we're doing
open
right now.
for
Yes.
And this is 2 things we came up with.
2019.
So we're meeting in August now?
No,
No,
we
no.
take June, July, and August off.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Be September.
September,
December.
October, November, and December.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know, Bill, if you look at this, we put a couple options in there.
I see that. No.
We only had 3 meetings, the last 12 months, we only had 3 meetings that were more than 30 minutes. And one of them was 31 minutes. So,
So maybe the meeting 4 times per year and then beefing up those agendas.
but we gotta have them at the right time, that's the big thing, I guess.
And it also comes down to, as some other commissions in our city have basically decided, are they worth it anymore, and they have dissolved. Now, I believe this commission is set up by state law. That, that inasmuch as it is a public utilities program, X amount of their budget is dedicated to energy conservation and awareness. And that's where we fall in. So I think there's still a need there, and if there are other topics that commissioners hear of and would like to discuss,
Could we combine?
please let Derek know, and we can add them to the agenda.
Could we combine with another group?
I mean, I personally, I see this commission, it's just gonna be evolving. It should be evolving. There's just,
Well-
for energy conservation, it's gonna continue to get bigger and bigger. And I think it's part of this commission's job to define that and implement.
And I believe that too. I think,
I don't think you need to combine with another group.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
I think
Well,
you have
we're
to be
doing
careful
more.
in combining too,
Yeah.
because your funds are set up by mandate. I don't think you want to start mixing and matching.
the type of work that we do is pretty individual to our group. And
That's what I was going to add. Comment was made about commissions that have been disappearing. One commission disappeared because there was only 4 members ever put on it, and we couldn't get 2 together. I mean, two people couldn't vote.
Mhm.
And the job has now been taken over by a volunteer that's doing the job that they were talking about spending big bucks on, when they could talk.
Mhm.
The other commission that is combining is zoning and planning. The same people were on it.
Mm-hmm.
They would have a short meeting, one of them would have a short meeting, do what they had to do, and then they would sit around and wait for the scheduled time, and one other person would join them. It was, pardon me, but common sense for those two to get together, because it's the same thing. So you have one meeting, call it the Planning and Zoning Commission, and again, you get both jobs done at one sitting. New Cat didn't have to sit around and wait 20 minutes so that they could tape the next commission meeting. So that, and those are the only ones that I know of that either have been disbanded or joined forces. I mean, and not expanded, but become extinct.
Thank you, Mayor. And as Derek said, I believe too that our work will be expanding into different and more areas as energy conservation and as energy needs change and evolve. We can be a sounding board to affect some of these changes.
Well, it has been over the last 3 months. I mean, we've picked up a lot. We've done a lot more in the last 3 months than we did in the last year. And I like it this way. At least we're talking about something.
All right. Is there any further discussion on the meeting schedule? If not, are there any commissioner comments? Anything else we want to talk about today? That being said, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn until our next meeting, January 9th.
I'll second that.
I'll make a motion.
Motion been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we have to thank Dan for stepping in and filling in for William's
In terms,
term, and welcome Derek.